Firstly, thank you to everybody who's attending. I know some folks are probably still hopping in. Some folks are probably going to wait until the recording comes out to take a look at it. But mainly what we want to do today is to talk through all the amazing things Agile in Color has been doing for the first half of this year. I'm going to go through a few sets of slides, but also give folks an opportunity to share towards the end of the session for any suggestions, thoughts, and feedback that you may potentially have about Agile in Color's direction this year, but also going into 2022. Before we jump into anything, I always want to just do a little housekeeping, just more of a CYA on my end, but also to make sure that we're setting the right expectation for the room, right? And so with that being said, just a couple of housekeeping notes that we have listed here. Most important thing, questions are strongly encouraged. Please stop me. We got a small crowd for today. Again, most of this is probably going to be people who are seeing it after the fact. If you do have questions, especially for the folks who are watching the recording, please reach out to the Agile in Color inbox at admin@agileincolor.org. And so we can make sure we get your questions answered. But again, please, please, please ask questions and go from there. If you aren't actively talking, please mute your mic. That way we can continue the conversation. If you want to comment or if you have something else that's going on, we have Dina, who's our amazing moderator. I'm going to try my best to moderate as I talk at the same time. But if you do have a question or concern, please reach out to Dina and she will get you squared away. Again, the chat is also there for folks to interact with each other. And like to share thoughts, ideas, bounce stuff off of. It's not just you all hearing information from me. It is also for folks to interact. Also, on top of that, there are no dumb questions. All experience levels are welcome. That's what we create this organization. This is a respectable and safe space for folks to ask all the questions they want to. And then one last note, I don't think there's any bad actors here, but this is always a thing I want to go out there. No harassment, bullying, or all kind of comments welcome. If you see something or experience something, please let the Zoom moderator know. That's myself or Dina know, and we will handle it swiftly. Cool. All right. Now, if I know how to work PowerPoint, there we go. That's it. Yeah. So really for tonight's session, I don't want to be in front of you all too long. Plus, I know some folks are probably wrapping up their day also. So I just want to just give a nice update about what we have going on with Agile in Color, what we are doing, what we are in the process, what are the new things that are coming up, and give folks an idea of all the amazing things we've been doing this year, but also in next year. On top of that, as we go through the deck, as we go through the conversations, please take a few seconds to share your feedback. We actually have a Miro board that is out there that I had the link shared, but I will get it posted for you all after the fact. So we can make sure that we get your feedback out there for folks. Again, you can drop your feedback out there and you can let us know what you think, what you see, and we can go from there. Actually, here, let me do that real quick because I know if I don't do it now, I will forget to do it. Sorry, y'all. Apologies. There we go. Well, I thought I had it. Sorry. Thinking myself, I'm like, I'll cut this out later. Here we go. Here's a link for you to drop your feedback real time. All right. Going back to the presentation. All right. There we go. Cool. Yeah. So drop your feedback in there, and yeah, and we'll try to capture it in real time. Cool. So before we start again, going through a couple other pieces of information, I always do want to come back anytime we do any kind of type of meetup or any type of conversation with our broader audience. It's always to talk through about, what is our mission here at Agile in Color. And I always want to reiterate what's actually on the front of our Agile Alliance page at Agile Alliance, agileincolor.org. And it's very simple. Our mission is simple, to provide a platform committed to the development and nurturing of Black Agilists and other Agilists of color globally through mentoring, coaching, and learning opportunities provided by guest speakers. And one of the coolest things about this organization, especially so far from the beginning of the year till now, is that we've had such a global presence, and we truly do mean that, because we have members of our core team, not just here in the States, but we also have members in South Africa, Brazil, and the UK also. So a very, very broad makeup and a very broad mix. I see Colleen with the thumbs up. I like it. Thank you. But yeah, we didn't want it to be targeted just in North America. We purposely wanted to be across the globe. And also, like, one of the things on the slides that I mentioned earlier, it's all about different disciplines and different levels of knowledge. So there's no like, hey, we're only a group of experts, because that's not really what this environment's for. Is for everybody to be involved too. All right, cool. So for our agenda for today, I just wanted to give an overview mainly of our core team, because a lot of folks probably don't know all the different faces, all the different things that we do as an organization, and all the different work streams that we have. There's a lot that's happening in the background. There's so much that has changed since January of 2021. And I'm super excited to share all of it with you. Again, especially for those who are going to be watching the recording later, there's just so much is happening. And again, if you have questions as you're watching the recording, feel free to reach out at admin@agileInColor.org. But we'll go through our work streams and all of our core team members. We'll look at the year in review, give you some numbers about the things that we have been doing so far in our organization. We'll have some, and we'll also be sharing up what's coming up next, not just for later this year, but also for 2022. And then on the back half of that, after we do all of our updates, if you do want to share as far as, hey, what should we be doing next? What can we be doing for you? And are we fulfilling the mission? Feel free to give us that feedback real time. We'll make sure to capture that. And then if we need to follow up with you, we'll follow with you and figure out exactly how we move forward from there. All right. So I would love to go through every single person's name, but that will take the entire hour. And I'm pretty sure you probably don't want to hear me just spew off names, but these are just all of the faces that are the people that are on our core team. Mainly this main person on the top left section here, Andrea, who is actually our co-founder with me of Agile In Color. But again, none of this will be possible with all the people that are here. And I feel like I am missing some faces, because that's how many people on our core team are. There are actually people who were so excited to get signed up very early on that we actually had to put a cap on our core team. But nevertheless, we were just tremendously excited, just tremendously thankful for those who wanted to put in the time, put in the energy, put in the effort, and wanted to take time out of their busy schedule, their families, to be able to create an environment for those, and to create opportunities for those who may not necessarily have the same opportunities that we have had so far in our Agile journey. So thank you to all of these amazing people on our core team. If you are interested in joining a core team, don't fret, though we are not accepting new teamers for the core team. Please reach out to me, because there is something else that we probably be able to get you involved in. And speaking of which, I'll go to the next slide that actually shows some of the different areas where you could potentially get join in. So just super broadly, the Agile In Color organization, the main focus or the main core objective, main core functions of Agile In Color actually fall into the left-hand side, and you'll see it specifically says the Agile In Color core team. That falls under our Agile In Color training network, coach and mentorship program, social media and branding, and colorful voices, which was formerly our speaker submission, our speaker program. We actually rephrased it into Colorful New Voices, and I'll get some more details of that towards the end. On the right-hand side of that, we have specific committees that also make up Agile In Color, other functions within the organization, such as reporting, and that is giving a readout to the Agile Alliance, if I'm not mistaken, 3 times a year, to keep them up to date with what we're doing, but then also letting folks know, hey, where are the other opportunities where the people can get involved, or to also see, if you don't follow our Twitter or our Instagram or our LinkedIn group, you can follow on the newsletter that the Agile Alliance sends out, and you can see all the other stuff that we're doing. Also, we have events and programming, events like this, all of our meetups, book clubs, all the other extra things that we're doing, such as our speaker series and things of that nature, that falls under the events and programming section. And even then, that's actually broken out into specific sections. And then we actually have our finance chair, who actually keeps the dollar and cents all together for us also. Digging a little bit deeper into the events and programming structure area, we actually have our broken down into events and sponsorship, the Agile Alliance Book Club, and the Conference Pass Distribution Program. These three different sections all fall under events and programming, but they're just not limited to those areas, especially under events and programming, because we do have certain members of our community who either have their own podcast series or have other side things that they are doing to kind of help promote what they're doing within Agile In Color. So all of that will fall under events and programming. Though this is not an exhaustive list here, these are the three main focus areas that we do have under the structure and under what we're doing here at Agile In Color. So again, kind of just to reiterate, there's like a broad network of what we're doing. There's a core teams, a core set of functions that we have, but then also there's the different committees that we have under Agile In Color also. Cool. So kind of just digging into the nuts and bolts of what 2021 has looked like, right? So at the very beginning of the year, we finally got our site, our initiative up on the Agile Alliance site. So if you're ever interested in seeing what we're doing, our mission, want to get involved, request support, whatever it is, all you need to go and type in is agileincolor.org, and it takes you directly to that initiative site where it shows you all the things that you can get involved in, whether it's you want to, be a mentor or you want to be a mentee, right? Or if you want to, request support for an upcoming talk that you have or build something from scratch. You can actually go to that site and be able to share. Not be able to share, be able to request either support or to get to volunteer in that space. From there, the requests have been coming. They have been steady. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely a deluge at first until we got our act together, because there was a ton of requests that were out there initially, because we did know that so many people would take immediate advantage of it. And I think the request was naturally through word of mouth, and we really hadn't been doing a lot of social media promotion for what we were doing here in Agile In Color, which honestly is a good sign, because that shows there's so much more opportunity for growth. And of course, as 2020 ramps up, and then we actually continue to do a lot of the social media campaigning, and then we get to be a part of those different conferences as conferences start to come back, especially with Agile 2022 coming up in Nashville. We'll have an opportunity to make a presence there and be able to share like all the amazing things that we're doing also. So there's that. So overall, so far this year for 2021, there have been 55 unique touch points from members of the community to Agile In Color. And those touch points can equate to the requests that come through our page, the different different areas where, let's say we have a member of our core team or a member of Agile Alliance, not Agile Alliance, but of Agile In Color comes and does a talk, right? And they mention about Agile In Color, and then they direct those individuals to us. So that will count as a unique touch point. So there may be just questions, it may be just different things, maybe not necessarily a specific request for support, but just more of like, tell me more about Agile In Color, right? That will potentially count as a unique touch point. When it comes to specifics of those touch points, right? We actually have had so far this year 15 coaching and mentorship requests. We still have 2 that's outstanding for those who want to get involved, especially for everybody that is actually watching the recording. If you want to get involved as a coach or a mentor, please go to our site, agileincolor.org, and then sign up to go be a coach or a mentor and help us fill those last 2 outstanding requests that are out there. We actually have had 5 specific training requests, and those training requests is more just like, hey, I would love to learn more about, let's say, a particular subject matter, whether it's, hey, I need somebody who's been, has expertise in story writing or story mapping or things of that nature. So we've been able to at least be able to point those people in that direction, be able to help them, hey, find a subject matter expert that can help work them through a particular specific Agile topic. 5 requests for public speaking, and that is related to folks who are coming in, hey, I have a deck I want to work on, or hey, I want to get it involved in public speaking, right? But I need help. So we've had 5 requests that are out there. And again, that's not promoting that program at all, not reaching out to folks saying, hey, here's what we're going to offer. And I'll talk about more of our offering later in the session, but really if folks are actively requesting that support, I know that there's definitely going to be an opportunity for us to really grow in this space. And then one of the neater things that we've been able to do as an organization at Agile In Color is to be able to take any extra tickets or any extra conference passes that have been provided by the Agile Alliance and actually distribute those amongst the membership for those who want it, right? So let's say randomly, and I'm pick on Ella here a little bit because I know she's in the call, like, hey, I have, 10 free tickets to Agile 2022, which I highly doubt that's going to happen, though everybody should go to that event. We would love for Agile In Color to be able to distribute those. You can request and say, hey, I want a ticket to that because I heard that CP talked about it and there may be a potential for an opportunity for that, right? Agile In Color has gotten an opportunity to be able to distribute some of those. So if you're interested in anything that's upcoming, not just out of 2022, but a lot of the other conferences, if you go out to the calendar, events calendar on the Agile Alliance site, where you can see a lot of what's happening in the community, they'll be able to share what's out there and maybe potentially get you an opportunity to snag a free pass. Not saying it's guaranteed because it all depends on availability, but it's actually a really cool opportunity that we do get to do here at the Alliance.
And it tends to be very short notice most of the time. So some flexibility is key, but with some of the virtual conferences, they also provide on-demand access afterwards. So there's some makeup in it being last minute. At least you can go back and watch them later.
And so one of the neater things, and this is something that we set out for a goal as a team, as an organization, as a core team at the beginning of the year, was like, hey, we want to at least have some sort of event where we're hosting, or if we are partnering with another organization, or we are having one of our members from Agile In Color, the Agile In Color core team, get involved and say, hey, let's promote Agile In Color through, let's say, a meetup, or let's partner with another group such as Agile Caribbean Link, or let's partner in some other aspect to get involved and share their expertise and share the opportunities and things that we're doing as far as Agile In Color. One of the things that we set out is like, let's have an event or some sort of touch point every single month of this year. And so far, counting this meetup that we do have, and we actually have two, we have one session with Corinne Mitchell, which again I'll discuss later. That will actually count as an extra bonus event that we'll have for the month of November too. So every single month of this year for 2021, we have had opportunities for Agile In Color's core team members to talk about the organization, or for us to be able, again, to create that space, to create those opportunities for our membership to get involved, ask questions, have a space to be able to talk, to chat, to share, whatever it may be, or at least be able to hear from other experts in the field who may potentially look like them. So that's actually one of the things I'm just so tremendously happy about. And again, I'm not doing any of this. The core team has been amazing. It has been doing all the hard work. So snaps and kudos to them, because they're the ones who are really rocking it out and doing all the amazing work. And last but not least, and this is actually one of the really awesome things that we have actually able to recently launch, and that was Share Your Speaker series. I would Share Your Story series, where we'll take different people from the Agile community and just share their story and have more of an intimate conversation of, hey, let's talk about what your experience was very early in your journey. What did that look like? What were the hurdles that you've experienced, and sharing a little bit and being a little bit transparent and vulnerable about what's going on within their journey. This has actually been one of the newer recent series that we have launched. Our first one being Nicole was awesome enough to snag Brandon Rains, and we actually have that recording that's out there on our meetup site. So if you want to check out that recording, it's out there for you to take a look. But again, thank you to Brandon, thank you to Nicole for snagging Brandon, and thank you to everybody who attended. But yeah, we'll have more coming up, and I'll actually share in the next slide of some of the other stuff that we have coming up for 2021.
And I'm not sure about the meetup site, but it's definitely available on YouTube. I'm not sure about I don't know how the meetup site works, but.
Oh, yes. We linked the On the meetup, we linked the YouTube channel. So yes, yeah, we have a YouTube channel for all of our stuff that we have had. So you can go right to our YouTube channel, search for Agile in Color, and it's right there for see all the stuff that we've done. So yeah, Dina, thank you for reminding me about that. Completely forgot about our YouTube channel. Cool. All right. So what else coming? So like, yeah, it's November, what, the 9th, 11th, all the days run together for me because I've been stuck in this house working. But yeah, so the rest of 2021. So as I mentioned earlier, we've been trying, and Dina has been amazing, and Corinne has been amazing. I have been trying my best to work through my schedule with getting Corinne Mitchell to have this second part of a 3-part series with speaker series with Corinne Mitchell. Potentially is slotted for November 17th, with hopefully coming out in the next few weeks after that. But crossing fingers, we'll get that chat done before the year is out, and then we'll have part 3 later next year. So stay on the lookout for that. Again, go to our YouTube channel and it'll be posted out there. If you like and subscribe, or as always, the YouTubers say, smash that subscribe button and click the little bell notification. You'll be known immediately when that video is released. If folks were around or connected with the Agile Alliance back in 2020, you know there was a diversity, equity, and inclusion conversation series that was actually put on by the Agile Alliance, and folks were asking, "Hey, when is that going to happen again?" It was a really great series. Let's have that chat again. Agile Alliance and partnering with Agile Alliance and partnering with Agile in Color is actually going to kick off that series on December the 6th in conjunction with the Agilist for Equity group. Check out our social media, check out our different promotions, and we'll give you the specifics about that about that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we'll have promotional videos that will be coming out too for that series also. But yeah, but just stay tuned and we'll provide more information as we get closer to December 6th. Again, stay in tune with all the stuff that we're doing in Agile in Color. Follow our social media, follow our LinkedIn groups, and you'll always be in the know of what's happening and what's going on. One of the neater things that we actually got an opportunity to, or getting the opportunity or ramping up to do, is actually we're doing a thought leadership social media campaign led by our social media and branding teams. So if you follow our social media channels on Instagram and Twitter, you'll actually be able to see, if I'm not mistaken, is the 12 days of Agile. If I'm not mistaken, I think that is the theme. So again, we'll have different topics actually provided by members of our social media team. For the folks on the slide that we shared earlier, we're putting together a campaign and give you a lot of different perspectives and thoughts based off the 12 different Agile principles, which is really cool and really neat. And I think not a lot of organizations are doing something like that. And then I just want to point out, and just thank our social media teams, because that is such a rad job that they were able to do and put together. And so yeah, so that was be coming up. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, we'll go from there. Dina, I know that you really know. Is there anything that you want to add for that that series or that campaign at all?
Hopefully it will be fun and engaging. I don't know if we officially came up with a title. I think it was like 12 holiday principles, like the 12 agile principles, but it should be fun and engaging. That it'll run from, I believe, next week until the first week in January, and we'll cover all of this whole holiday season. So engaging, using agile principles to poke fun and bring some lighthearted agile punnery.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I really thought like 12 days Agile was like really good. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like great. And I was like, nope.
Maybe we'll go with that then.
There you go. We're locked in. There you go. Cool. All right. So that's what 2020 is, right? But let's talk about 2022, because there's still it's not going to stop. We won't stop. We're here. We're going to continue to do the things that we can do to best support the Agile community and what we can do for you all, right? First half of the year, we're shooting for our Agile in Color book club, with the first book being Crucial Conversations, and I have the whole title that's there too. If you would like to get involved with that, Again, just sign up. Well, not just sign up. Check out our social media campaigns. We'll be putting out campaigns for that also. But if you do have questions about the book club in general, again, you can always reach out to admin@agileIncolor.org, and we will get you squared away and get you involved in that. If you do want to sign up, again, pay attention to our socials, and we'll be able to tell you exactly how to get involved and be a part of the book club. So we have another upcoming Share Your Stories series with Alicia McLean. That's going to be in February. Nicole was, again, she's always snagging the big wigs and always snagging all the really super important people. So we'll have that speaker series coming up, if I'm not mistaken, in later February, but stay tuned for that. And we'll be able to get you squared away. Again, as always, stay in tune with our socials. And if I'm not mistaken, by February, we should have out a Agile Alliance update too for their newsletter. So you'll be able to see exactly what we're doing and what's happening. In addition to that, Matt, who is here, him and Nona Dansa actually lead the Colorful New Voices or Colorful Voices series and mentorship program, which will be, they're ramping up currently right now, but they'll definitely be launching in the first half of 2022. Again, that is a revamp of our current program, or public speaking program, and getting a little bit more teeth and adding some more process and a little bit more of an efficient way for folks to get involved, to help out, and go from there. Matt, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything else to that, but I figured since I got you here, let me see if you wanted to add anything else.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, CP. There's like 3 different programs that we have. So as CP said, there's Colorful Voices is the one that we're focused on. We just launched it last Friday. And that one is really focused on, it's like a Toastmaster style meetup where, like, if you have a talk that you're ready to give, the length of the talk could range from, say, like 5 or 10 minutes all the way up to about 50 minutes. Then like we're looking to like host people who are ready to give a talk and provide you a forum to get feedback from our members. Colorful New Voices is the one that is like the mentorship program. We're piloting it now, but we're not really ready to go live with it. That's going to be more like almost like one-on-one, or maybe 3 people, like pairs or triads. We're figuring this out. And that's going to be a mentorship program. Like if you don't have much speaking experience and you want to get involved and you want to like work with somebody to get to craft a talk, that's going to be a little bit more hands-on, but it's also time intensive. So we're not launching that one quite yet. And then the third one that is also like in development is basically like reviewing people's conference proposals to help people get it, like help people like figure out or like navigate the conference submission process. And so that's another one that we're still working on the branding of it and development, but that's another one we're talking about. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, CP.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. And I apologize if I may have gotten some aspects of that incorrect, but that's the reason why I have you, to keep me on.
No worries.
No, thank you. Thank you. Another item that we do have is, so one of our team members, Arnold Garcia, has been working on a method or a way for organizations and companies who are looking for Agilists in general, similar to, let's say, a LinkedIn page or something to that effect, to post their sites and then be able to tap a market or tap a group of individuals, let's say from underrepresented communities, right? And we are still trying to nail down like what that specifically looks like. Our goal is to have something towards the back half of 2022, but we're really want to make sure that whatever effort that we put out there is the right fit. So more to come in that space, but I did want to give a heads up. This is something that it has piqued quite a few folks' interest, especially on the core teams. So we want to make sure that we do it, and we do it right. So look for that on the second half of 2022, and we'll go from there. As always, you can, if I'm not mistaken, folks are randomly adding postings to our LinkedIn group for different openings. So if you're ever interested and want to get involved, right, always check out the Agile In Color LinkedIn group, and you'll may be able to find the next opportunity for you. last but not least for 2022, and this is again not an exhaustive list. This is just stuff that is the things that we're actively working towards right now. And again, that is Agile 2022 that I have mentioned, which is going to be from July 18th through the 22nd in Nashville, Tennessee. My goal and my hope is to make sure that Agile in Color does have a presence there, so folks have an opportunity to share, talk with us in person or face to face for the first time ever as being an initiative. But that is our goal, that is our hope, and we'll be able to talk with you all and help folks get involved, find out what you need, and again, continue to grow that community in conjunction with all these cool things that we're doing right now. Excuse me. So that's a whole lot in about 26 minutes that I have had, and I know we got like another 24 left, but I did want to get a lot of that information out to folks so they're aware. Again, I know a lot of people are probably going to be looking at this and recording because again, it's that quarterly review, so we just want to make sure folks are aware of what's happening, what's going on. Do folks have questions, concerns? I have to update that image because that's bothering the heck out of me. I really thought I had a really crisp image there. Ignore that. It's not there. But yes, I want to pause.
Just call it retro, man. Just call it retro. Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. Throwback Thursday. Yes, that's an 8-bit Agile in Color image. But yes, we talked about a whole lot of what we're doing here in Agile in Color, and I do have some members of our core team here: Dina, Nicole, Andrea, Matt, that are here, and then also we have Ellen, who's been gracious enough to attend us from the Agile Alliance too. Do folks have questions, or for folks who are here? And then we'll go there. Dina, go for it.
I just wanted to add in a reminder to everyone here and watching on a recording. We have a LinkedIn organization page, and we're trying to grow that out. We do still have our Agile in Color group page, but the LinkedIn organization page has grown to 115 members. We started in the end of July, so August. Basically, for the last 4 months, we have been growing, and it grows every time we do something significant, like share your story. That gained us a lot of followers. When we promote other events, that also gains followers. So if you have something that you're doing that you would like for Agile in Color to promote, to highlight, to elevate, please let us know. If you already have a campaign for it, we can just comment on it and elevate it. But if you would also like us to create a campaign for it, let us know. We'll see what we can do to help you out and help elevate that, because it also helps grow the community. That's all.
Awesome. Thanks, Dina. Go ahead, Alex.
So for that LinkedIn presence, what's the right way to connect there? I see that there's a company presence. Is it a matter of following the company, or is there another way that we should do that?
Correct. So when Agile, you can, on LinkedIn, you will definitely connect, follow the company, the Agile in Color organization, the one that says org. And then whenever Agile in Color org makes a post or elevates or highlights something that someone's doing, just like it, share it out. Yeah, just help to build that presence, and eventually organically it will continue to grow. Let me put the link in here. If you don't have it, let me put the page. I will drop it in there. Who else has a question?
I found it. I dropped it.
Okay, cool. Look,
I just wanted to make sure I was at the right place. I want to make sure I was on the right spot. That's all.
That's right. I should have been prepared. But thank you. That's what,
also,
hey, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep. And Dina, can you also do me a favor? Colleen mentioned about dropping the link on the page.
The feedback. I'll drop it
LinkedIn.
again.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the
which one?
LinkedIn group.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah. Other questions folks have? Also, from our folks who are recording, who are watching the recording posts this presentation. If you do have questions, you can always send them to admin@agileandcolor.org. Admin@agileandcolor.org will be able to get you squared away on that space. If for any question you do have post this presentation. For my folks who are attending, any other questions that you all have? Andrew, I see that you are unmuted. I'm not sure if you wanted to add anything or to provide some feedback, you being the co-founder and the real brains of the operation.
Will you please stop saying that? But thank you so very much. You are so gracious. And I apologize for being late. I have taken on a new role at work, so it's been a transition. And I appreciate Nicole, Matt, Adina, and CP and the rest of the core team. Everyone, after we all met, the thing I find so amazing about this group is we have never met in person. We all came together out of Agile Alliance's growing racial equity series and created an initiative that continues to grow. And just all of us pulling together, it's indicative of the impact we can have. And I'm so grateful to have met these individuals and work with these folks. And through all the ups and downs that we all have gone through during this pandemic, we've maintained our connection and continue to strive to continue elevating Agilists of color as well as Agile Alliance. So it's been a wonderful experience and I can't wait to continue and see what else we do. And also to Ellen and Sharon, who really helped us make this thing come together with their support and backing as well.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
all I have, CP. Oh, I'm sorry. See, you get me to talking, and I think the one thing that I wanted to highlight, which I really enjoyed and appreciated the social media team, was in Women's History Month and highlighting women of color Agilists. I think that was an awesome initiative, and I hope we do it again. And if you all know any Agilists that you would like to highlight during Women's History Month, please send them over, because I think it was just awesome to see their profiles on Instagram, and it was just a wonderful campaign.
Absolutely. And you can always send those via direct message to any of those handles. So Instagram, Twitter, just search Agile in Color. It's all the same word. Also, again, don't forget, we have our YouTube present there too. So, leave a comment, check out our videos, check out what we're doing and all the amazing things that we have recorded through this year and what we'll record in the future. If there are no other things, nothing else, no other bylines or questions, I think we're set. I think it's good. I appreciate everybody attending. I appreciate all the folks who are going to be checking. Oh, never mind. Alex, you have a.
Some people they show up late and then they got all these questions. You're like, dude, if you had been here on time.
You're only allowed one question.
It's okay. Mainly, there's some things I'm curious about, but I don't know that it needs the whole group. So if we're wrapping, and since we had some more time, I had a conflict with my day job, so I couldn't be here. I'm happy to watch a recording, but I would also just love to chat maybe with you, Chris, and I don't know if it's Chris and Andrea, about some possible partnerships with another org.
For sure.
So we can do that now, or I can follow up with you with an email or something else separately.
Yeah. If you don't mind, if you could shoot those details over, and if it makes sense, and if you got time, we can actually invite you to our core team meeting, and that way you don't have to potentially repeat it. You can tell the entire core team what you're trying to do, and we can go from there. Does that work?
That does. Should I reach you through admin and Agile in Color?
Yes, sir.
AgileInColor.org.
There you go.
That. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then also, for folks who are recording, and again, I'll plug this email once again. If you have partnership opportunities and things that you would like to do with Agile in Color, go to admin@agileandcolor.org and we will get you squared away. All right. Go ahead, Matt.
I'm actually curious to hear from the members. Like, are there any things that you didn't hear us talk about tonight that you want to see, like people, or like someone from Agile in Color, like you would like Agile in Color to like take on, or like, yeah. I don't know if that question makes sense, but basically I'm wondering if there's anything that we're not currently doing that you're like, I would really love it if something like this existed.
I have a quick question. One of the slides showed that you are maybe revamping the mentor program for next year. And I was curious to hear more about how, if you have that information now. And then second, as a mentor, just would love to hear the stories of other mentees and their successes and what they're getting out of the program. So again, my experience, my exposure right now is just with me and the mentee that I'm working with, which is great. But I just love to hear how the program is affecting or helping others as well.
I can actually speak as a mentee on that one. I actually had the opportunity of working with Luria, who is being a mentor and an agile coach, very phenomenal. What I gained from that as someone who was very new to Agile when I first joined with Agile in Color, which is not very long this year, I didn't really have my footing and wasn't quite sure what I wanted to focus on, or what kind of impacts I wanted to have, or what direction I needed to go with my career, so on and so forth, all those questions. And I've found that the mentorship has been very impactful for me in my real life as a Scrum Master. I was able to use the tools and the training very practically and immediately. And also through that relationship, was able to get into a class in Adventures with Agile to become certified as an Agile coach. So it has been very phenomenal for me. I'm only one person speaking of it, but I think that the program aims to do things like that for people, to help people go from just a simple, I just got my certification as a Scrum Master, to now what do I do? To help them kind of bridge that gap into the next step. Does anybody else want to comment on that?
And I guess my overall point was more of that, right? Just wanting to hear more of the successes, or maybe, pain points, opportunities for improvement as I become involved with the organization. So, all of that is helpful.
Pain point, we need more mentors.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I will say that's actually something, as far as like the share your stories, we're looking, and this is like a little bit of like I want to say a pet project of mine a little bit, and that is like having the mentor and mentee actually do like some sort of like meetup or talk or chat, post their session to talk about like, hey, what that experience is, and share that. So for my mentors out there, especially for those who are watching the recording, if you would love to get you and your mentee together, be able to say, hey, let's talk about our experiences, the ups and downs and things of that nature. And then do a meetup, talk about that, by all means, sure, because then that actually not only just tells the story of what Agile in Color is doing, but it actually gives a little bit behind the curtain dynamics view of what that coachee relationship actually looks like versus just the pie in the sky. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna coach you, or I'm gonna mentor you. Like, what does it actually really look like from a behind the scenes perspective? We know what the words mean, but let's actually look at it in action. So yeah. If folks would like to volunteer, just wink, wink, knock on wood. If you folks would like to volunteer, just saying. But yeah. So yeah. To your first question about the revamp of the mentor program, that's actually updating the proposal reviewer process and updating that. I think Matt had given some updates based off of the Call for New Voices update that he did. If that's not what you're mentioning, please let me know so I can make sure I answer that question.
No, that was
I think she's clarifying between the coaching and mentoring
okay
program that Betsy and Joe were running, and then the mentorship around the new voices, the colorful new voices. So the revamp is in the colorful new voices. The mentor and coaching, the 3-month program, it remains the same. There hasn't been any substantive changes to that pairing and mentorship approach as related to Agile outside of the speaking. I hope that answers, and I think you pronounce your name Angie?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Thank you.
yes, your question. But if you have feedback for us, having been a mentor, please send that over as well. So if we do need to tweak things, we have that information and that data point to help us improve the program.
Awesome. We got 9 minutes left because I want to respect time caps folks, because I know some folks are wrapping up their days, and I know we love talking to each other, but I also do know as I want to respect folks' time. Is there anything else folks got? Cool. If there is none, thank you, everybody. Thank you to all who are going to check out this recording. Thank you to everybody who was able to attend. You'll see this update on our YouTube channel. You'll see it posted on our other social media avenues. And if you do have questions, again, I'll plug this one last time, admin@agileIncolor.org. If you have questions, search us on social media at Agile In Color. And because there's only one Agile In Color, and that's us. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.
Night
Thanks,
all.
great job.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.